Nebraska has to play a clean game. Can they do it for the first road game of the year? Seems unlikely, but the Huskers are closer to Michigan than the big spread would suggest. The talent gap isn't as steep as assumed, but the Wolverines are far less likely to go out and lay an egg on Saturday with penalties and turnovers. Until we see Nebraska play disciplined, it's hard to plan for it. Gentry is the matchup that interests me for Nebraska defensively. He's a former quarterback turned tight end and he's played well this season for the Wolverines. Shea Patterson looks to get him the ball and he works well with fair routes and size that allows him to box out defenders. How does Nebraska plan to cover him? Can they keep him out of the end zone? Prediction: Michigan 20, Nebraska 14. Huskers take a lead in this game, but just can't hold Michigan's offense down enough. Nebraska plays better, result stays the same. Mike Schaefer: the Huskers have to be far better on third down offense. Nebraska ranks 94th nationally on the season on third down conversions. It's Captain Obvious to say why it's important, but it's especially significant in a game on the road where you're viewed as the underdog. Keep drives going, keep the clock moving and Michigan's defense on the field. On the other side of the coin, the Huskers have been good on third down defense in the first half, opponents converting just 1 of 12 but have faltered in key moments in the second half of games. The Huskers have to win this down on both sides to probably win the game. Can Adrian Martinez return and show off some of that playmaking ability we saw in the middle of the game against Colorado, while also staying poised in noise? This is such a tough task, especially if he's not completely full speed. Everyone will be watching early to see if he has any hitch in his giddy-up. We'll be watching to see if he can avoid the turnover calamities you might expect from a young player in such an environment. The Huskers need Martinez to walk out of this game healthy, most importantly. But if he can play the full game and avoid a multiple turnover day, New will have a shot in the fourth quarter. Prediction: Michigan 30, Nebraska 20. Husker defense keeps New in it and gets 4 sacks to equal last season's sack total of 14 already. It's a close game going to the fourth, but it's hard to pick Nebraska until you see it do the details right for a full game. Brian Christopherson: Nebraska will be tested in a number of ways in Ann Arbor on Saturday. Nebraska hasn't done the kinds of little things, special teams, penalties, turnovers, that you have to do well to win on the road in a place like Michigan. Nebraska needs to get off to a faster start against Michigan, and if the Huskers spot the Wolverines a double-digit lead as they did against Colorado and Troy, it's going to be a very long afternoon. A big play early in the game would be a good start for taking the Michigan crowd out of the game, and calming nerves on the Husker sideline. This is a game where Nebraska needs to win on first down on both sides of the ball. That's the case most weeks, but especially against a team like Michigan. Offensively, if Nebraska can keep on schedule in second and manageable situations, that allows Scott Frost to open his playbook and keep Michigan from getting exotic with its pressures on third and long. Defensively, the Husker front seven will have to be strong against Michigan's power run looks, and force the Wolverines into tough down and distance situations to have a chance at winning. The Huskers have shown they can generate pressure on opposing quarterbacks through the first 2 games, but they can't do it if Michigan is running the ball with consistency. Prediction: Michigan 31, Nebraska 21. The Huskers keep things competitive, but Scott Frost leaves Ann Arbor looking for his first win as Husker head coach, Michael Bruntz.